Hi! Welcome to day 9. Okay, day 9 is break down one of your main goals into smaller actions. Let's get started. What I decided to focus on is finishing the novel. So yesterday, I went through and designated what my top 4 goals were. And if you remember, say it with me. Finish the novel. Road trip planning, freelancer / job searching, and research school options. Woo woo! Okay, so those are where we're going to be focusing our attention. I kind of rearranged them a little bit so that way they were kind of like clustered together. I know it says just break down one of them, but I did break down all of them. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna try really hard not to get overwhelmed by trying to tackle them all at once. We have learned from our mistakes. So what I kind of wanted to start on today was just kind of go through all the things that I said that I wanted, what my goals are, kind of like what I wrote as like the breakdown method for each of them. And then over the course of this month, focus kind of more of my attention on the novel, even though I do still want to tackle all the goals. But so I went through and kind of wrote a little bit about finishing writing the novel. So my goal is to finish the first draft by the end of December this year, which gives me about 2 months to do this. 2 months and a little bit of change, but I'm just going to say 2 months, which feels like a long time, but also doesn't. I'm about 26 chapters in at the moment, and in my mind, I know I have a fair bit of stuff to still get through, but that's why it's daunting, but we're not going to let that get us down. We're just going to focus on the prize. We're going to keep heading towards it. So my goal is to finish this by the end of December. That gives me roughly 2 months. So some immediate actions that I can take right off the bat are assessing how much story I have left that I need to get through. And 2, create a rough outline of the story ahead. And just so that way I kind of have eyes on the prize. I know exactly what's in front of me. Yeah. I'm going to try really hard not to get caught up in the details. So those are immediate steps. The very next steps that I want to do, some of them are kind of, I guess, also immediate, but I want to build back a daily writing habit. I used to be in a really good routine of writing anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour a day, sometimes much more, but I don't have that anymore. So I want to build that back up. I want to start participating in writing groups again. I was participating in 2 of them before I went on my big trip last month, and I just haven't picked them back up since, so I want to start doing that. I also think that would be helpful in building a sense of community and getting back out there and seeing people again. And then number 3, this one I have included because it gives me a spark of creativity and excitement, is recording the chapters that I've already finished writing, recording them myself so that way I can listen back to them as a review process, but also so I can just like mess with it. It would be fun to build like character profiles and have like, I've already started to do this with some characters, but write in like an image generator, this is what this character looks like, and then it spits out, images of what this character is, and I think that's so fun. And then also building like a voice for them, I think that might be a fun little new way of going about this next section that I feel kind of blocked for already. So I don't know, trying something new. So those are the things for the finishing the writing goal, or finishing the novel goal. So I also included like a weekly schedule of what I have upcoming, because today's day 9, so day 10 is writing a personal mantra, day 11 is writing about a recent setback. So I also kind of just put side by side that each one of those days I want to record myself reading a chapter, chapters 1 through 5. And then I also want to spend 10 minutes writing. Just 10 minutes. I think sometimes it feels like 30 minutes is a little daunting, and 10 minutes, I wanted to do 1 minute because it's not like I'm going to stop writing at 1 minute, but I feel like that felt like a little lame, just like write that down on paper to write for 1 minute. So I'm just going to say write for 10 minutes. I'm going to set a timer and just do it. I think my goal is to do that right after I drink my morning coffee. It's just sit down and write for 10 minutes. I can write for more, but minimum 10. So that's the goal for week 1. I also wrote out some goals for later in the month, like increasing that to 20 minutes, increasing it to 30, adding some sound effects, doing character voices, all kinds of stuff like that, but that's going to come later. And then I also wanted to focus on, I did a little bit, just a little bit of writing down goals for the rest of them. So road trip planning, I kind of am holding all of them to this 2-month cycle by the end of December. So the road trip planning, I want to visit the first city by the end of December. Don't know how I'm going to do that just yet, but we're going to figure it out. So that's one goal that I've set for myself. I gave myself some things to figure out, like route out the trip to these cities and start making bids on things like Citizenshipper and stuff like that. But blah, 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 blah. That stuff's relatively simple to do. I just wanted to set that goal, and then I will jump on that more intensely, I think, next week. I think this week, I really just want to focus on doing the 10 minutes a day. Especially because I'm going to be traveling later. I'm going to be traveling for the rest of this week. So this week's kind of chaotic for me, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be like visiting my sister and driving for a while and everything. So I'm not going to try to force myself to do too much computer work because I just don't think I don't think that is realistic for me to uphold. So I'm not going to put that on myself. Anyway, the next goal I wanted to focus on was freelancer/job searching. This is also a 2 months timeline. My goal for this is to just start making income, whatever that may be. So it's kind of a lot of it is like updating my LinkedIn resume, start applying for jobs, networking with people, making a website, looking into what it takes to sell things on Etsy, stuff like that. Anyway, then the next one is research school options. So some of the things that I wrote down for this were research avenues of master's degrees, research avenues of careers, post-degree, list out schools of interest, international schools. The small amount of research I've already done, turns out, guess what? International schools are way freaking cheaper. Way cheaper. Like ridiculously. Like even as an international student, ridiculously cheaper. So that's crazy. But it also makes me think one of my goals that I've had for my entire life has been to live abroad for a period of time. So I'm like, maybe this is a great opportunity to go back to school and also live abroad for a while, for like 2 years. I'm not mad at that. Are you mad at that? Because I'm not mad at that. Like, I could do that. So it's just like putting together a list of that. What are the application materials I need, as well as research like the financial options that I would have. But yeah, so that's kind of all of my things that I did today as being breaking down one of my main goals. I did break down all of them, but we're going to focus on the novel writing. That's going to be the main focus of them. And then the others are just going to kind of patch in whenever I think I just get kind of like tired in the creative process. I feel like it's nice to have breaks with other things to do. So yeah, I'm going to do this, and yeah, I will see you later for day 10, which is choosing a personal mantra. Great, thank you so much, and you can subscribe for my journey if you want. Bye!